Hey everybody, Carl and Erynn here. Mandolin time on Patreon, and we're going to do Sally Ann in the key of D from the fiddling version of Tommy Jarrell. And it's 3 parts, a lot of fun to play, and we'll get into chords, but right now we're doing the melody. And here we go with a little bit of backup, Sally Ann, key of D. Erynn.
All right.
Sally Ann. All right. That seemed like 3 parts. I think it was. Let's see what we can do with those 3 parts here. I'm gonna come in a little bit there. We'll talk about the chords also, but first let's just check our tuning as the mandolin always warrants. I think my A string went a little south, but that's wouldn't be a mandolin if it didn't have a little bit of that. So we're in 3 parts there, and the thing about fiddlers, sometimes they might do. In this case, the 3rd part's done kind of 3 times. The little phrase is done 3 times in a row, which is a little confusing at first for some folks. So just keep that in mind. And the first part is kind of a little more regular. The middle parts, I kind of like to think of it as the range to recognize parts. The first part's kind of in the higher territory. The second part's a little lower, and then the 3rd part's played really low. So that kind of helps, you know, thinking of it as where the range is of each part. So it's getting better. So let's just think about the chords first. It goes from D to G, and then D to A, and does that again, D to G and A to D. So let's just think about chords for a second. Let's just do open chords for a second. So you got a D chord to a G, back to D, and an A. D goes to the G once more, and the A gets to D. So a lot of times on the the parts where Tommy Jarrell, they have mandolin to be a rhythm mainly. So let's just go to a couple of forms here and try the 7th fret in the bass on the 4th string and the 4th fret. So let's just try that. I got 7 in the bass and 4, and then we'll go to the 5th fret on that 3rd string to get D to G. So let's just try that for a nice little D to G, back to D, and bar 2 on the low strings for the A. So that'd be nice. Sally Ann would love the mandolin to be in tune, so I'll just keep working a little bit more. Let's try that. So now we got that 4 and 7 and 4, 7 and 5, and bar 2. Just gonna do that again. 7 and 4, 7 and 5, then A, and we'll just walk up the last little thing. I'm just going 2, 4, 6, 7. Great for the first part. G chord, bar 2, bum bum bum, 7 and 5, bar 2 up to the D. Second part, let's just try something different for fun. The rhythm would be, it's just a D chord for a couple of measures, back to A and D. So let's go maybe to the middle strings, just a different sound. Let's try doing the 4th fret that we had with that first chord and pivoting over to a nice little thing about the mandolin. If you're on the 7th fret on the 4th string, an octave's going to be we have a G and an A string. It's going to be 2 frets back, skipping a string. So over the second, it's going to be on 5. So let's do that 4th fret, and it's what I call a small slant. Just doing that. Something like that. Good. Getting better all the time. So, small slant, open, 4 and open. There's our D sound. Just a nice little. And then we go to the 2nd fret. I'm on the middle strings, 2 and open. 3rd and 2nd string, and just open. And you can even slide down. That'll be our second part. And the last part goes from D to G sounds. So why don't we just go to our high strings? We'll just kind of get our low strings worked on the first part, the middle strings for the second, and high string I'm going to go from the 2nd fret and the open string, and then shift to the middle. So just that. We could just do that same ending we had on the middle part. So boom, 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 be da dee da boom, boom, ba da dee da boom, boom, boom. So I'm kind of doing the high 3 string. Beautiful. So that's a chord getting us in the ballpark chord-wise. Let's look at the melody. The first part. You're in the. Let's just play a little D note on the 2nd string. It's the 5th fret. We'll just find those notes of a scale there. And we're starting on that 5th fret on the 1st string. It's going to be that to your little finger 7th fret. So it's a little part of the scale there. So it's going up and down the scale. So it's 5, 7, 5, 3, 2, 5. And then you're going to have either a slide or picking the note. So I'll just do that first phrase nice and slow. 1, 2, here I go. 5, 7, 5, 2. I'll do that one more time. Here I go again. Then it goes to 5 again. You have a little wait. Same notes though. Little bounce. So I'm going to do those back to back. 1, 2, here I go. 2, 5, 5, 7, 5, 2, 5, wait, 7, 5, 3, 2, a little bounce, back to 5, 7, 5, and we're halfway through the first part. Then it has that little 2, 5, so it's the same notes with a little different intros to it. This time we go down to that D, 2nd string, 5th fret, and you have a little hammer, open 2, wait, and the ending phrase, and you put that little bounce chord there. So I'm going to do the whole first part. I think you can get it by ear pretty good. And the fiddler may be more syncopated, so you may have to experiment with what the fiddler's doing and try to find what they're doing, or do the backup. It's good. That's where chords come in handy. It's really nice to just do the backup to these tunes too. And that's almost as much fun as the melody. I always stress that. So here's the first part, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3, go. It repeats that again. Ending phrase. Second part's coming up right here. Then you get kind of stuck. We're a little lower. We're in that same D territory, but now we're on that 2nd fret 1st string. The same. And also you could end, the nice thing about these little ending phrases, at the end of the phrase you can maybe add that little, you can change your string set for some of your finishing touches. So second part sounds like this. 1, 2, bounce on that 1st string, and the 5, hammer wait, or outline that chord. And there's your D chord. You're going to repeat that. 2, 5, 2, 2nd string, 1st string. Notice where your strings change. I'll do it one more time. Second part, just for practice. Nice and scaly part. Kind of keep that first finger down a lot. Not too bad. And that's the one that has a lot of D and has that A part, you know. So the third part goes to the low strings. It's getting lower all the time. So I got 2, 4 to that unison. So it's 2, 4 and slide to 7. So it's really getting that 4 to 7 a lot. So I'll do it kind of slow. You got 2, 4, 7. You can slide or go right to it. I think a slide would be nice. I might even use my second finger for a long slide and then work that. So 2, 4, 7. Then kind of work that D string and maybe 4, 7 again. So I might use my second, third finger. You can use your second and little finger, first and third. Experiment with shifting and sliding on the mandolin. A lot of different fingerings work. The next phrase is going to be on the third string, 4 open, 2 open, and back to that 4, 7 low. Let me do that a few times. Slower there. Slower notes there. So those two together. Start of the third part. And you get that same repeat of that phrase, but now you go 4, 2, which is kind of different, you know, lower note there, and slide back to 4, 7. And a little bounce. So the whole third part, that phrase gets done 3 times. So I'll do it 3 times right now. So. Just wait for that. You can slide, or just do it on one string a lot. The whole tune. Try the chords. Repeating the first part. A chord, G, A. Second part's coming up. A chord for the backup, and a D repeats. Third part. Do the chords. You can try playing the melody. First part. Repeat the first part. Second part coming up. Moving to the middle string. Repeat that. Third part's coming up. Repeat that. 2 more times. One more time. Ending phrase. Somewhere in there we got Sally Ann's. So try the backup some and try the melody while I'm doing backup and vice versa. And we'll see where we wind up, hopefully with a 3-part tune. And notice what, go to the videos on YouTube and type in Sally Ann, Tommy Jarrell. See what you might find, and remember you can slow those down and play along. So great tune and great on the mandolin. So enjoy and see you next time.